At number 1, Frank, the Hitman Canonica. The Electorate, dealing with the global opioid epidemic. The Electorate, dealing with the global opioid epidemic. Frank Canonica.
A day doesn't go by that we don't hear something about the opioid epidemic. A lot of times what you hear are stories about famous people that have it. It's a global problem. We've lost many people to this. Heath Ledger, the great Batman movie star. Terrible. Prince, who was honored at the Super Bowl by Justin Timberlake. Tom Petty, from Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Michael Jackson, child star of 5, died at 50. Tremendous career. Avant-garde singer Amy Winehouse from the UK. Reality TV star Anna Nicole Smith. Now we know these people, we've seen it, we've seen the story. But what we don't understand is that this is not most of the story. Most of the story are people of different classes, because opioid addiction is classless. It's not just for the rich and famous. It can affect our neighbors, it can affect any of us, it can affect you. We don't know this. It is also colorless. People think, oh, it affects whites more, blacks more, whatever. If you look at the statistics, the highest percentage of opioid deaths are with white people. In fact, in 2015, 82% of the people who died from opioid addiction were white people. Now, you might not hear that on TV. It might look like it's a rather mix of, all classes and genders and races. That's where most of the people die. Now, these people are not movie stars. They're not on TV. This could be your neighbor. You could be coming home one night and seeing that person sitting there and saying, what's the problem? Could be an opioid problem. It's also ravaging neighborhoods. A typical quiet little neighborhood could be a place now where there are drug deals, where there's crime, where people who don't have the money, they're not the rich and famous, don't have the money for their prescription drugs that they can get written. They're going to the streets to try to buy stuff to survive. People are going to church and saying, why is God ignoring us? What is going on here? It is a huge problem. And a lot of the small people, the people who don't have the influence and the money and the power, don't seem to have a voice. This epidemic is thriving in the area of Appalachia. That's how you pronounce it. I know so much about Appalachia. And the rural West. These are areas. These are salt-of-the-earth Americans, proud Americans, who are suffering badly from this. And the red states are ground zero. If you look at these spots, these are where the greatest concentration of opioid deaths are. 82 different regions. 77 of them are red states. Very poor people, proud Americans, poor, who are looking for a way out. Okay? Out of 82 counties, 77 voted for the current president. This is a big problem on the table. How are we going to deal with this? That was the plane deal. What action is the administration taking? Okay? If you look at it, the opioid it's continuing to ravage the country, despite what the administration has been trying to do. What they're trying to do now, what they did this past Monday with the budget, cutting billions from Medicaid, which provides opioid assistance, is being cut. They're continuing to slash budgets. So how are you going to have the money to help people who don't have the money? The Attorney General, what he did this year, which is cracking down on marijuana use in states where it's legal. Medical marijuana is a legal, inexpensive way to get people off the opioids and to keep them from going to the street and committing crime to get it. They're going to cut that out. Another one here. We're very, very concerned with birth control and abortion, and I'm not going to get into that issue. But we care so much about the unborn, and then when the kid's born, now what? Now they really need help. The parent who maybe couldn't have that kid needs help. And to cut that funding, I think, is criminal. So we tend to love the fetus, we hate the child. But of course, politicians have other priorities, so don't expect them to help much. They'll talk about it, but they're going to take care of their donors. They'll talk, have a great press conference. When it's over, they're on to other things. You're still suffering, your neighbor's still sitting on the street hurting, and they moved on to other things. So I guess, you're important when it's time for an election, but then afterwards they kind of forget about you, so some things never change. So what can we do? It's a global problem. We need to think globally about this issue, but act locally. What do we mean? What can we do now? Think of the women's rights movement, the Me Too. Okay? Grassroots action. Look in your neighborhood, see if somebody's on the curb. Maybe your local church, your local Toastmasters, ask around, what can I do? Can I partner with affected communities? How can I help? I'm not a politician. I'm not going to give you words, but I'm going to take some action because you're like me, you're my neighbor. Action, not words. So when you look at it, we need to get involved. How do we do it? We can start today, we can start tomorrow. Start looking around. Let's take action in our communities. This opioids, forget race, religion, political party, sexual preference. Well, people tend to ignore it like it doesn't exist. We have to do something about it. We have to take action now. Otherwise, this could be what your street looks like. Instead of having a bake sale, instead of selling Girl Scout cookies, you could be going to somebody who's cutting drugs for you so you can stay alive another day. So we need to take action now. Thank you.
Yeah!